But I want to touch on something else now because your kids are here and we're going to bring them now in a couple of moments. Now, when we were with you, you described that when you had taken it and in the moment where Stella had called your neighbor and Chidera was still running around and they were crying, of course. And for Chidera, she was saying, and she was asked, you said, she was asked and she said, Mommy had taken Sniper. Mommy has taken Sniper. And she was how old then? Can you remember?
Yeah, I was
5 years ago, she was 4 years old. And so,
babes.
That should be, is it not three?
3 years.
3 years old. And so she was 3 years old, 5 years ago. And she was conscious enough to know that her mom has done something that just does not make sense to her, but she's scared. Again, we pray, we thank God that it never happened and we know that it will never happen. But did it cross your mind ever that that would have had to be the last memory your daughter would have had of you? Where she was frantic and, you just not having to tell your own side of the story with her growing up. Keep in mind, you came through and you said your father called you a coward. Now, if for any reason you were successful, and we thank God you weren't, for any reason you were successful, other people would have told that story to her, including your own father who branded you a coward.
Yes.
And so imagine your daughter growing up now, not hearing your story from you. How hurtful would that have been for her? Do you think she would have been able to forgive you? And you put yourself in her shoes. Did you think about her in that moment and those moments that led up
As
to
a
your death?
child,
Yeah.
God forbid if what happened, if what I wanted to happen happened, growing up, she would have hated me or,
Did you know
despised
that before you
everything.
did that?
But when she turned to woman, she go understand. I remember when my mom left the house, when I was in secondary school, my mom left. We didn't know the issue between her and my dad. We got upset because she left for her mental health. Now what we call grow up, called they
you
get
don't know.
boyfriend.
You understand?
When we
Mental
married,
health-
now we say,
Mental health.
she try. We apologize to her.
Yeah.
So she for take and say, my mama, she feel no, whatever it is, one thing, and my husband would have still be there to explain to them. She feel no, but when she turned to woman, and when they turn to man, they understand life better. So I really don't. At the time before that happened, I didn't think about it. It was when I was in Gariki Hospital.
But you cannot be sure that he would have had his own story would have taken separate. Keep in mind, if for the pinam. And then you had even made the joke, say, okay, well, therefore don't marry another wife. Keep am.
2 seconds.
And so that other wife now would also be taking responsibility of telling the stories. He cannot be now talking, again, as a sign of respect now, he would not have a second wife. He probably wouldn't have been talking about you that much. Maybe if he talks about you, talks about the good part. And then she will not take responsibility about talking about that part. That's the difficult part. So that is a very big issue in my head. And so for me, why I'm asking that is this. Do you feel like you owe them an apology at some point? Because again, why I'm saying that is you would have left them without their mother. You would have left him to carry the burden alone.
I think I apologized to my husband.
Yeah.
And he said it's fine.
But not to them, because obviously you feel like they still don't grasp it.
Yes, I don't think I apologized to them.
But have you had a conversation with them about it? Do you plan to have a conversation with them about it? When they're older?
Chidera remember?
You won't remember
I don't think Chidera can, but Stella will remember. I don't think Chidera and Ibube will remember what happened to me, but Stella.
Right.
Yeah.
You start forming memories when you're 5.
No, they won't remember.
Are you sure?
You start forming memories when you're 5. He may not remember everything, but I'm sure that he remember bits and pieces. Because if they were conscious enough to be able to repeat everything that was said,
Yeah.
at least they remember some.
But you know,
portions of
since
it.
that 2018, they've not mentioned it till today.
Yeah.
They've outgrown it.
Do you
There's
think
one
it's because they are
can't
trying
remember.
to bury that part?
No,
Because
they
again,
can't
like I
remember.
said, they can't.
No,
Are you sure, babes?
they can't remember.
But is it something you're willing to
I'm willing to
revisit when they are
apologize
when they're old, or
Of
something
course, I
you're
will.
willing to
No problem
revisit?
with that. Even when I even do that, they will. It's to make them understand life that it's not the right path. See me today, the way I'm healing people and inspiring people right now. I think my story is the only thing that can even make them strong in life. That whatever it is.
That's very important because again, they've seen it happen.
Yes.
They've been in the eye of the storm and they've seen
And now they're enjoying.
survive or day my house.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now they're enjoying.
They've tested both.
Yes, and for you now, that sprang up the Real Warri Pikin as a brand.
Yeah.
For you now, seeing that happened, I know that you're happy because again, she has a smile back. She has a peace back. Even though sometimes the thing they drag she will tell you. I know she will tell you.
He knows
Even though even though sometimes it drags her, doesn't let her rest, but she has a smile, she has a peace, and she is in an environment where she's flourishing. This is her purpose. This is why God put her on the earth, to be able to tell his story and of course help people find smiles as well. But for you, because I know for her it gets difficult. Does it get difficult? Having to manage that, having to, watch her struggle. And why I'm saying that is I'll come to you with your own question, because I feel like you said you serviced the debt finally in 2019. And that's
We paid everything in 2019.
2019, and that's like 3.5 years ago, right? And so for you, I feel like you're still running so that you're never in that position again. You're constantly working. You don't take the time out to rest because you never want to be in that situation again. My opinion is that you're still running. And so for you, do you feel a burden now to help her come and center herself and find peace? Like, babe, we have paid, oh, it has happened. Sometimes try and rest. Do you feel the need to do that for her? Or do you think she actually does rest?
All my I think, like she said, what makes me happy most of the time is to see her succeed. Yeah. Succeeding so that she can be, one, financially buoyant, regain her peace of mind, and also do things she can do part time. I also hustle day, night,
Of course, yes.
to make sure things are being in place. I think I can spend my whole money just to make sure my family is good.
Of course.
You might see me with plenty money today, tomorrow I can say one project I landed there, everything. Just to,
Because it's that important.
yes, it's just to make sure if he's coming to the house, he's coming to her own home. If you want to drive a car, he's driving a good car. If he's coming, he's eating a good food. Yeah, that is
For me,
yeah,
Valentine.
that is what I
God when.
you know.
Sorry, so I had to interrupt because myself.
So the plans I have for my family is beyond what any man can think of.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then for you, Anita, now, because I've said it now, right? I feel like you're still running. And why I said that is when we had that conversation in Dr. Wada's office, you talked about the fact, and he said the same thing, that you're constantly on the move, that then you wanted to impose it, but then now, if you don't take a rest, nature may impose it on you. May impose a permanent rest, which we know will never happen. God will know. So for you, do you feel like it's because that experience is still fresh? You just sorted it 2019. Do you understand? It's like maybe just a year after, the whole experience. You just sorted, that's still fresh. Do you feel like there are some times where you sit down and then you go just, no, I have to continue working. This will not happen again. It will just shock you. Yeah.
But most of the time, I feel like this pressure and not even resting comes with the territory of where I am. You know how I'm an influencer, you work with brands, and then I'm acting, I'm on set, I have to create content on my page to, entertain my followers. And of course, two of my social media platform is paying me, YouTube and Facebook. You have to keep feeding it. And then you have to be a wife. So besides the fact that I do not want to be where I was 5 years ago, meeting up with the expectations of being the things that I am is actually very overwhelming. Yes.
Yeah, and I get that. And so for you now, what steps are you now taking to ensure that? And of course, you prioritize your family, but you mentioned that friends are suffering. What steps are you now taking to ensure that your health does not suffer, your friends do not suffer? The ones that, again, are not in your inner circle. The ones that cannot just barge in and say, where you? I never see you for like 2 weeks. Sit down here. Me and you will hang out. People that will force hang out.
I try my best.
Yeah.
I really try my best. I think I just want to, there's some projects, there's some things I just want to clear off. By August, everything will be, like Dr. Wada said, every quarter I should go on a vacation.
Yes, take your time.
From August, even September, I'm going to be in Marrakesh.
Hey!
I'm going to Marrakesh in
Somebody
September.
say
So.
God again. Somebody say God again.
So I'm really going to be intentional about my hanging out and trying to, unwind.
Okay. So while we wrap up, I want to do something. I want to do a small exercise. Now, in a couple of hours, they will be taking Another set, the same vows, but they'll be taking it again, right? In Abuja in front of their family and friends. So I want you guys to face each other. Because I know in a pastor, they usually face each other. Please sit, face each other. Now I know
Pastor
that is yes, Nami, administer, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to activate the calling. I was not called, I was flashed, but to activate. Now you're going to face each other, and I understand that vows are usually given to you. Now, if you had to freestyle your vows, freestyle, considering everything you people have been through, it does not have to. But you said ladies first that time. Now you don't come run.
It's a secret.
Ladies.
What I've written mine.
Oh yes, no, not the
I've
written one.
I've
Don't
written
give us that one.
so.
Don't leak
Have you?
it.
Have you?
No,
When was
Yes.
last night.
Oh, don't ask him. Don't pressure him. He's not going to tell you.
I would like to hear because camera go there
You will not
tomorrow.
hear it now. Far of it there. But that being said, leave Mr. Mecca and me there. If he did the vow, not be me, vow for foul. I see rhyming. But for you now, don't give me anything. If there's anything now, even if it's not a vow, is there anything that you felt like you would want to say to her, right? I understand that you guys have done all of that. As 10-year anniversary, everything you've been through, a statement of your love, even if it is 2 lines, please face each other and give us that moment. That's what our viewers are waiting for. Looking in the eye now. I'll look in the glasses.
No.
Start.
Ladies first.
No,
Now
let
you
him.
talk.
Ladies first after the male. Let him start.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, looking at
Take off your glasses.
No.
Alinko.
That's true. Alinko is Papa Ajasko.
Well, looking at what we've been through and the struggles we've went through, the difficulties and the confidence and patience you've given to me and the kind of man you've made me to be today, I would say that I would love to marry you again and again and again. Yeah.
And his voice is so low. Is he able to hear
Speak up.
me?
So speak up. If you don't hear, but speak up. Just tell
So I would say that you should
Little
give
higher,
me
sir.
opportunity, to love you again and again and again. And if there is anything like next world to come, I think I will still want to marry you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anita,
David,
worry. Yes, it's me.
let's not do this.
You tell ladies first so that you go escape. No, here we are here. Yeah, give us. Look into his eyes. Same way. It doesn't have to be your vows, but I need something authentic from the heart because I don't want irritating. His eyes. He removed glasses for you. He did a lingo for you. We audible, maybe we yell.
Talk now.
Yeah, look into his eyes. Look into his eyes. Look into her eyes, man. Look into her.
Okay.
You know I love you so much, right? But sometimes you're just you.
You try to hide the emotional state.
This state, sometimes you get you.
But you love him.
Yes.
Regardless.
It's sometimes you're too strong. You're too.
So you want me to be
You want it to be
Not
more
bele
vulnerable.
babes. No.
You want it to be
Like-
more vulnerable?
No. Yes, I can trust you. I trust you a lot. But sometimes you need to. You're too logical. I don't know if I'm using the right word. You're too logical and spiritual. I feel sometimes you should calm down with me. Right? Everything is not pray about it. Don't worry. Sometimes ask me questions more than how are you? Go deeper, daddy. Go deeper. Go deeper. If I tell you I'm upset. You don't go deep. You just click the surface, you apologize, and that's it. Is that a vow? Is that
No. Again, that's a support your heart beyond vows. Because vows are waiting to go do tomorrow. But you can end with whatever vow you want, please. Go on. From the
I
heart.
just love him so much. I don't know. And we always do this. I would do this with you, like you said. If there's anything called next word, I'll do it with you because the only person that can even marry me is Ike Chukwusef.
I need
It's only
to
my husband that can marry me. You know, the kind of trust that he has for me. That's what makes me. That's like his constant reminder that I'm not supposed to fuck up for this marriage because he trusts me. You know, men know they trust women like that, especially in this in this my field, right? So because of that kind of trust that I've seen that he has for me, make me know say I'm not gonna fuck up for this marriage. But babes, you need to really calm down. You need to really let your logical this thing down because you are the closest man to me, right? And I need to constantly hear some words from you. I don't get them regularly. The little time that we can talk, we don't talk about it, you know, and then I'll go out there and, you know, I need it as a fuel to do what I have to do. So instead of just doing, I remember one day, Chiamaka did not pack my travel documents. I was in Lagos, I was to do Ghana. We were in church that day. I was crying. The next thing he said, is it cry that will solve it? Babes, what is the solution? Is the solution we are solving? Why are you crying? At that time, the solution is for him to go home after the church, to give him and send. That's the solution, I know. But I was already broken. At that time, his babes, don't worry. I didn't hear that. Was he cried? I will stop. Wait, let me call Chiamaka. There's another time they almost arrested me at the airport. You are not supposed. I was working at the airport and you're not supposed to give customer to those illegal drivers. Because the drivers in the airport have they have very strong union. They have lawyer and everything. I didn't know. So I was working in the first group. Their driver, whenever they want to go, I'll just get customer. Instead of paying 5K, they'll give 2.5, you know, and all of that. And that's how they excuse me. So what are you doing? I explained myself. They took me to one room. The first person I called was my husband. You know what he asked me? Do you know it was wrong? I said yes. Say, why did you do it? I'm in a custody. They don't. I don't know whether they go carry me go sell. I called my husband. He said, do you know that thing you were doing was wrong? I said yes. He said, why? I felt like that was not supposed to come immediately. Yeah. And my colleagues were there. They were like, have you called your husband? I could not even tell them what he said to me. Then later he was not calling me. At that point, calling me to say, are you still there? I didn't take his call. You know, just feel this next 10 years, This next lifetime. This next lifetime. Take her easy. Yeah?
Okay,
That's my vow.